Hey guys,
Hi.
how's everybody doing?
Yes.
Welcome to our Food and Wine Thrill Chaser Vlogger event. We're so thrilled that you guys were able to come and be a part of this. This is obviously one of our crown jewel events that we're really proud of, and we're happy that y'all are able to come here and share in it with us on opening day. We will run through July 1st, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And we have a lot of new things this year, 4 new kiosks, bringing our total kiosks to 16. We've got Cuba, which will be located in France. You'll see that over near Josephine's. We've got Brazil, which is where the Canada kiosk used to be. We have our South Korea kiosk, which is in Festa Italia. If you kind of turn past the three-point shot area, it'll be right there for you. And then we have our Japan kiosk, which is replacing the Asia kiosk in Italy. I'll bring Chef Justin up in a second. He can talk to you about all the great items we've got going on there at those new kiosks. Just a reminder of some things that I think your readers and you guys will be interested in knowing. We've got 3 great concerts this year. Scotty McCreery, June 9th, former American Idol winner. I know everybody knows him. Hunter Hayes, country heartthrob. I think every woman I know is swooning for him, so he's a huge act. And then we've got Andy Grammer, pop star, on June 30th, and he's got some real infectious hits. I think I still have several of his songs in my head right now. So I think those are really enjoyable concert acts that we're bringing here. I think these will be some great performances for everybody to enjoy. Also, a reminder: June 3rd, Artie Sequeira. Make sure I get her name correct. Sequeira is how she pronounces it. Food Network star. She's great. Talked to her the other day. Phenomenal. She's going to come here on June 3rd. She'll have a kiosk set up at one of the Chef Demo locations right in front of Fest House. She'll be cooking up one of her signature dishes there, and we'll have that dish available here throughout. Is that correct?
We're going to demo that.
We'll demo that dish throughout the rest of the event. So come and see her. She'll be here signing books and making an appearance. She's really cool, and she brings like a really cool element to cooking. So Chef Justin, you guys all know him. He's the mastermind to a lot of this. He's come up with a lot of these creations. He can share a lot of the great things that we've got going on new at our new kiosk, and then we've got some new items at some of our old kiosks as well. So Chef Justin.
Hi everybody. I hate microphones and stages, but I'll go with it. So, Food and Wine 2018, pretty crazy. Believe it or not, we've already started on 2019. This is actually when we start the planning. So at this same time last year, we started our conversations about, okay, what are we doing next year? And at this point, we're just talking about, okay, what goes away and what are the new ideas that we have for regions, countries, whatever it may be. So around this time last year, one of the first things I said was, you know what, we're trying to take Asia, and Asia's made of many different countries, and put it into one kiosk. I think we have a lot of missed opportunities here. So that was one of the first moves I said. I said we need to get away from calling it an Asian cuisine and specify, get a little more specific on what we do, so it opens up all those other opportunities. Hence Japan, which is where Asia was, and we're also able to add Korea. So we'll start with Japan. So Japan, we did keep some of the items that were there because they still fit into the Japan theme. So the ever-popular mushi gyoza, which is the little steamed dumplings, those have always been a big popular. A little closer, is that better? All right. So the dumplings have been one of the more popular items each year, so we kept that. We kept the plant-based item, the lettuce wrap, both because it's a nice light dish on those hotter days, and we want to make sure we continue to offer those items for the special diet.
Thank you.
For those that are either vegetarian or vegan. So on top of that, We did change around a lot of the other stuff. One of the main points I'll talk to you about is we ended up wanting to do sushi, but that presents a challenge, as you would imagine. Sushi is something that takes a skill level that some of our employees, you know, it's their first job, they've never been in the kitchen before, so I'm not going to expect them to be able to roast sushi. So the way we kind of overcame that challenge, we ended up actually hiring a sushi chef, basically. And how we're kind of doing it a little different, one of our demo locations is here in Italy. He's actually producing the sushi for the kiosk. So what he's actually rolling for the demonstration is what we're actually serving in the kiosk. His name is Chef Peter. He's a great guy. He's been wonderful to add to our team, so we're excited for that. Make sure you go check him out kind of throughout the day. He'll be doing demos where he'll be talking as well as just rolling sushi for the kiosk as well. So should be very good. In addition, we have a noodle bowl, soba noodle bowl. That's got a dashi broth, which is made with your soy sauce, and then we have dried shiitake mushrooms and kombu. Kombu is a dried kelp or a dried seaweed, and that imparts umami. Umami, everyone knows what umami is? Umami is another taste bud. It refers to, it's actually glutamate, so most people get freaked out when they hear monosodium glutamate. No. It's a glutamate. It's not monosodium glutamate, but it adds almost a meaty flavor without adding meat. So that's got the soba noodles, which are buckwheat noodles, and then it's got some pickled vegetables, a hard-boiled egg, some edamame or soybeans, some scallions. So that one's a great one. If you pull the egg off, it does become plant-based as well. So good there. So again, some variety. We're adding some bubble tea to that location as our specialty beverage, not alcohol. And then we added something new. I want to see how it does. We're very interested. About, I don't know, a year and a half ago, maybe 2, I started at home brewing my own kombucha. Is everyone familiar with kombucha? So it's fermented tea. You use a SCOBY, a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. And it eats the sugar and turns it into vinegar, if you will. And there's a lot of great probiotic effects. So we're adding that. Now that's commercially processed, so it doesn't have alcohol in it. But we are serving it out of a kegerator. Should be fun. I'm very interested in seeing how that gets received. Then we have a couple sake wines there as well, a plum wine and a sake. So, that's Japan in a nutshell. It wasn't so in a nutshell. So Korea, we'll talk about that. It's in the same area. So we're venturing out into the Festa area. This was something we weren't sure if we were going to do. This is the first time we branched off the circle. So we're very interested in seeing how that gets received. I think the power of the guide will help us on this one. I think if people, follow the guide, it'll lead them over there. They can see it on the map, and I think we'll do well. Here we have three dishes there. We have the Korean barbecue pork ribs. So they're not beef ribs, they're pork ribs. I didn't want to do 2 beef, so we have the beef bulgogi, the Korean pork ribs. That's in a gochujang slaw, and then we have a kimchi sampler. So we are making our own kimchi, however. Quotations, little asterisks next to it. It is not fermented. Okay, so this is a fresh one, and we did eliminate the fish component for it, kind of for a couple of reasons. Number one, so we didn't have to worry about the allergen aspect of it. Number 2, to make it plant-based again, that option, and to make it a little more approachable. So people kind of sometimes get a little intimidated by the fish funk, as we call it. That being said, the barbecue sauce in the gochujang does have some fish funk in it, if you will. I like that. We have barley tea there, which we did sweeten. Traditionally, it's not sweetened, but we did sweeten it to fit the American palate, if you will. And then we have the soju, which used to be in the Asian kiosks. So that's Korea. And we can head to the other side of the park. So the brand new kiosk is the Cuba kiosk. So again, as we talk about how we're developing these and how the ideas come about, We knew the popularity of the Caribbean kiosk. We knew that whole island scene was still hopping. We knew that, you know, Cuba's been in the news a lot with all the recent changes, so we knew it would be popular that way, as well as Korea, which we did not go with the Rocket Man mixed drink. I forget to mention that. With Cuba, obviously we had some low-hanging fruit there. Everyone loves a Cuban sandwich. So we put that on there first. We did do the Americanized, if you will, the Tampa Bay version of the Cuban sandwich. There's a lot of argument over that, a lot of controversy over Cuban sandwich. So we do add the salami. That's the key component for the Tampa Bay style. The bread is made fresh in our bakery, which makes a huge difference. It's super soft, and when you press it down, it just a little sweetness. It's really good. It's a tasty dish. We're serving that with plantain chips. So they're texture of potato chips, but they're made with plantains. In addition, we have a dish called ropa vieja, which translates to old clothes. And what it refers to is you braise beef for a very long time, so much so that it shreds apart and looks like torn clothes. So that's where the name originates from. That's served with black beans and rice, which in itself is a great dish because it's super flavorful. That has some pork in it and lots of spices. So great flavors there. It's a really flavor-packed dish. And then lastly, we have tostones, which are, again, a plantain. They're cut. Traditionally, how they're made is you cut the plantain, you deep fry them, and then you smash them so they go flat, and then you fry them a second time. That's where they get crispy. We're serving that with a mojo mayo, which is great. It tastes really good together. And then we have a couple drinks there. We're going to do the Cuba Libre. This is where we're diving into more of a traditional mixed beverage. Usually we do like a pre-mix. This one, because it's got carbonation, we're actually mixing it on site. So interested in seeing how our employees handle that process. And then there's a really cool drink I would encourage you all, just try it, share it with somebody, see if you like it. Batido Trigo, it is a puffed wheat shake. So it uses milk with sweet condensed milk. And then you use puffed wheat like the cereal, not quite sugar smacks. But ironically, once you blend it all together with the ice, it actually tastes like cereal milk. If you're eating cereal milk, it tastes like sugar smacks.
Wow.
But it's got a little texture, and it's pretty good. I think I got good feedback on it. I think people are going to enjoy it if they dare to get it. So that's Cuba. And then lastly, we have Brazil. Now, it's funny because I did a lot of research on Brazil and seeing what traditional Brazilian food is. And then after talking and presenting it to our team, where we landed was it doesn't matter what's authentic there and what necessarily truly the people there eat. Really, it's about what the perception of it is. And what's the perception of Brazil from everyone around here, right? Texas de Brazil and Tucanos. Is that it? Tucanos?
Yeah.
So it's the Brazilian steakhouse. So that was kind of the direction I went with it. So we have a lot of grilled meats. You know, really in South America, what's huge is grilling over open flames. So that show grill in front of the smokehouse just works perfect for that kiosk. It was a match that was absolutely made for each other. So we have churrasco. It's beef that we grill off to about medium. Around medium, you know, depending if you get an end, it may be medium well. And then that's served with a chimichurri sauce, which is cilantro and parsley and a little bit of vinegar and garlic and some spices in there. It's very good. The pairing works really well, very traditional. We have some linguiça sausage, which are Portuguese, kind of really garlicky and paprika. But I'll tell you, when we tested it, we didn't test it with a grill, we just tested it in the oven. And the sausage tasted great, I loved it. And then we did the soft opening, where we were testing it to employees could come by and try everything. And once you put that on the grill and get that little bit of char, it completely just took it from being here and took it up to here. So that was a great addition. I really like that sausage now that it's got a little char mark on it. And that's served with roasted portobellos, peppers, and onions. So like a little relish like that goes on top. And then finally, kind of a dessert, if you will, We have grilled pineapple. Abakashi is the way it's pronounced, I believe. But it's grilled pineapple, and we put a coconut caramel sauce on top and some toasted coconut. Gotten great reviews. I love grilled pineapple. I'm sure you guys have probably had that before. It tastes great. A couple drinks at that location. We have the caipirinha, which is made with cachaça rum, which is a rum made from sugar cane. And it's almost like a traditional daiquiri, so it's lime juice and a simple syrup and cachaça rum. And then we have a Brazilian lemonade, which isn't even really a lemonade, it's a limeade, but that's frozen. And that actually, you add sweet condensed milk into it, so it makes it frothy, and it's blended in a blender. So it makes it kind of frothy and gives it a cool texture. It's very good. I think you guys would enjoy that. So those are kind of the new kiosks. Couple other small changes here and there. Crepes and coffee, we added the chocolate crepe and added some new flavors, cheesecake. And then, you know, for years we were trying to do all these new and creative crepes, and what did everybody want? They want the banana and Nutella. So finally we gave in and we said, you know what? We're not going to fight this anymore. So we added strawberry and Nutella crepe because we know people would order that anyway. And then we added the cheesecake, which I think is going to be popular. At French Quarter, so I'm sad to say we dropped the gumbo. I love the gumbo. However, ding ding ding, we added shrimp etouffee, which I think is spectacular. It's got a little bit more heat. I will tell you now, it's got a little bit more heat than the other dish did. The gumbo did, but I think it's great. I really like it. I'm happy with it. Same rice actually underneath, so it's still that Cajun rice. Lots of flavor kind of all the way through that dish. Yeah. Hawaii, I think I probably already hit a couple of you. So Canada went away. Our number one dish over the last couple of years has been that mac and cheese. And primarily, we know why. It's because it's kid-friendly. Everyone loves mac and cheese. So we knew we weren't going to be able to just not put a mac and cheese back on. So we looked at a couple different options. We looked at Virginia, and we talked about doing like a bacon mac and cheese or something. And we ended up landing on Hawaii. We did a pineapple and ham mac and cheese with a macadamia nut crust. So we take some breadcrumbs and some macadamia nuts and crush that, and that goes on top, so you get that little crust, that baked mac and cheese. So I think people will enjoy that. Let's see, what else? In Mediterranean, we added two items. The halloumi went away, but we replaced it with two items. Spanakopita, which I think those of you who've been to like a reception at a resort or something like that, you usually have those as an hors d'oeuvre. It's phyllo dough with spinach and feta in it. And then we have a spicy mayo, lemon mayo that's going with that. And then we have tomates, which are the grape leaves with rice, and that's served with a tzatziki sauce. So, and I think, has everyone here tried the lamb burger last year? Yeah. I think, to me, that's one that's going to be it could be a contender this year. I think that one's going to grow in popularity and continue to come up. It's a great dish. And that's pretty much where we went. Oh, India. I didn't talk about India. India, we did drop the potato curry, and instead we went with lamb. Actually, we added lamb kofta, and it's on a stick. So with the popularity of the lamb burger, we knew, hey, lamb sells. Let's try it in some other directions. So that's served with a lime and cilantro yogurt sauce. So that's everything. May have missed something here or there, but that's the gist of it. What kind of questions do you guys have for me? I'd be happy to answer anything. Nothing yet? You're going to see me around, stop me, grab me, ask me questions. Don't ask me what my favorite dish is, because I'll ask you, who's your favorite child?
Neither. Someone else's.
All right. All right, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
See you out there.